All right, everybody. The New York Jets 2024 schedule is officially out. What about rest differential and primetime games and good stretches, bad stretches? We're going to get into all that jazz right here on Boy Green Daily with our top takeaways and why the New York Jets have an astute and excellent opportunity to win the AFC East. Let's roll.
Zoinks! But it is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
What is poppin', everybody? I'm Paul Leston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily. BGD here in the morning, live every single day at 7:30. Also available wherever you get your podcast. I'm fired up because the Jets schedule is out, baby, and I've been digging into the numbers since last night. I was calculating rest differential. I'll explain to you that process because I was looking for someone else to do it. No one did, so I'm like, screw it. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to pull out the calculator, which some people will be like, boy, that math over the last couple of days has been a little questionable. But don't worry, we double-checked our numbers. We'll get into some of that as well here on the program and give you all the jazz that we're looking for. We'll also be live back again today at 3 o'clock with Woody to talk about the best and worst stretches of this schedule, which I'm very much looking forward to. Let's give a couple of shout outs to the people in the chat where I'm seeing James say, hit the like button. That's the free way to contribute to the show. Damn straight, James. And I also love this from first_state_Jets. BG, Thursdays are my early days at the office. Only day I can catch you live with the chat. Got Boy Green on during the commute every day. Keep up. Oh, well, that was awkward. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties here. Let me whoop. All right, flip that back on. I was in the middle of that passionate plea. Not sure how much that you caught. But anywho, first_state_Jets. Thank you so much for tuning in whenever you guys can. I know some people can tune in live, some people can't, and they tune in after the fact. Either way, we appreciate your support. Let's go through a couple more comments here. Card Cave Central's getting 1998 vibes, which, by the way, the Jets in their history have the most wins they've ever had is 12 wins, and they only did it once. So it was back in 1998. Okay. And Quincy Enunwa, by the way, he had his schedule prediction out on the Jets app. He predicted 12 wins, baby. So that would be the most all time. Phenomenal. So I'm very much looking forward to all of that. There we go. We fixed all that, Jets. So here it is. I want to start off with this one. So the Jets schedule's out. We'll react to it. I've heard a lot of people complaining, but I was doing the numbers. And I calculated the rest differential. Now, what does that mean? Because I don't want to throw around terms people don't understand. So rest differential is when you calculate how you compare to the opponents you're playing in the particular week. For instance, I'll give you an example. The Jets open up the season on Monday Night Football, but everyone's at like week 0 on Monday Night Football, so that doesn't matter. However, because the Jets play on Monday Night Football and then turn around and play on Sunday, that is a -1. People are saying we can't hear me? Oh, okay. Let me see. Hey, can anyone hear me? Can you guys hear me right now? Am I not testing? Am I not on? Hello? Can you can you guys respond? Am I not on right now? Kevin's saying Keith says we can't hear you. Let me know. Is it frozen or something? I'm not getting any comments live right now. That's probably not a good sign. Oh, okay. You guys can hear me. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. The comment was a little slow. Okay. You okay? Bird is deaf. All right. Excellent. Anywho, so rest differential. All right. We get 1 million. I can hear you replies. Anywho, rest differential. So here's what it means in simple terms. The Jets open up the season on Monday Night Football, And again, so it's week 0, so there's no rest differential there. But going into your next game, the Jets have one less day of preparation than those other teams. That's rest differential. Anywho, so you calculate all the numbers together here, and the Jets are a +5 in rest differential. So they have more rest than their opponents. That's good news. Number 2, if I did my calculations right, the Jets don't play a single team coming off their bye. Phenomenal, which would give, of course, the other team super additional rest if they don't play for like a 2-week period, which happens when the Jets play the Seahawks. They've got like a 2-week gap before they play Seattle, which gives you great, turnover. On rest differential. So I've heard a lot of complaints about the Jets schedule, and we'll get into a lot of the numbers here because I have some of the data in front of me. But when you're +5 in rest differential and you don't play a single team coming off a bye, I just don't understand how a lot of people are complaining about it, to be honest with you. And let's go to this, like opening up the season against the San Francisco 49ers on the road. A lot of people have complained about that. But let's look at the rest of the schedule if we can. And I'll also throw it up here on the big screen so we can see it all together. So we're all staying in line here. Here it is. Here's the Jets schedule. Shout out to the New York Jets for putting this together. Okay, you play the 49ers. That's a tough game. There's no question about it. It's on the road. They were just in the Super Bowl. They're the NFC champs. They've been in the NFC Championship game a bunch of times the last couple of years. Okay, that's tough. At Tennessee. Okay, pass the biscuits. The New England Patriots, who stink. Okay, pass the biscuits. The Broncos, who stink. The Vikings are whatever. And then you have the Bills. So in the first 6 weeks of the season, sure, 3 of those, or excuse me, 3 of those are primetime, and then one's an additional standalone. That's London. Here are the quarterbacks you're playing in these games. Brock Purdy, all right. Will Levis, all right. Jacoby Brissett or Drake May. Zach Wilson or Bo Nix. J.J. McCarthy or Sam Darnold, Josh Allen. So when I look at that first 6-game stretch, I say, okay, the 2 tough games are 49ers Bills. Those are toss-ups. I think the Jets can win either of those games, but those are the toss-ups, and the other 4 are wins. So what are we talking about? 4-2 minimum, and then I like our chances against Bills or 49ers. So again, I just go back to the point where just the Jets have a chance to get off to a razor hot start, and then boom, you can put it all together there. So, again, I push back on a lot of the people, like Ari Meroff, who covers the NFL for the 33rd team. He was saying, boy, Jets got screwed again. I'm like, I don't think so. Again, when I give you the overall rest differential numbers, you look at the quarterbacks the Jets have to play against. Here are the quarterbacks the Jets have to play against the entire season. I don't announce divisional quarterbacks twice. Here they are. Brock Purdy, Will Levis, Jacoby Brissett, Drake May, Bo Nix, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, J.J. McCarthy, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, Kyler Murray, Anthony Richardson, Geno Smith, Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Stafford. That's the list. And if I'm being honest about this list of putting these on there, the ones that are spicy, that are like, ooh, that'll be a good quarterback matchup, Purdy, Josh, Stroud, Kyler, Tua, Stafford. The rest of the list, either the Jets have the direct advantage over their opponents because Aaron Rodgers is better than them, or at least it's questionable. So I'm going to be honest here. I don't get that either. You look at the quarterbacks they have to play, and the Jets have the advantage on most of them as I look at it. So that's another one where I look at the quarterback matchups, and I'm kind of like, what are people talking about? Warren Sharp, by the way, I mentioned that weeks 1 through 5 to start off the season. Warren Sharp of the Football Analytics crew, he said by far the Jets have the easiest schedule to start the season. And to me, that can be the difference maker, people. Because if you get off to the hot start, which, like I said, is 4-2, maybe 5-1, now all of a sudden, if you're counting up chips just to make the playoffs and be in the division conversation, you're in a fantastic position from that perspective. That part of it I love. So according to Warren Sharp, the Jets have the easiest schedule in the entire National Football League, weeks 1 through 5. You love that. The Jets have the 4th overall easiest schedule this year, according to Warren Sharp. The only 3 that are higher are the Chicago Bears, the Chargers, and the Atlanta Falcons. And then here's another Warren Sharp number. People mention, of course, the primetime games. Here's this from Warren Sharp. The Jets are the first team in NFL history to receive 6 primetime games in the first 11 weeks of the season. As week 1 at the 49ers Monday Night Football. Week 3, short week against New England Patriots at home, Thursday Night Football. Week 6 at home, Buffalo Bills, Monday Night Football. Week 7 at the Pittsburgh Steelers, Sunday Night Football. Week 9, another short week at home. Thursday night football. Week 11, home for the Colts. Sunday night football. Here are the ones I love. 4 of the 6 are at home. That's what Warren Sharp points out. But here's the other one. Both Thursday night football games are at home. Another solid by the NFL schedule makers. It is incredibly difficult. Short week turnaround include travel because you're playing on a Sunday. Then you're playing on a Thursday. To have to travel and factor that into your plans wherever you're going, the Jets are at home in both of those opportunities. Advantage home team. Both teams in those situations, okay, are coming off the same situation where those teams that the Jets are playing against are playing on Sunday, then turning around to play on Thursday. Now, I told you that the Jets don't play a single team coming off a bye, according to the numbers that I did. And then number 2, there are a few opportunities where the opponent is playing on a Thursday and has that +3 refs differential because they come off those and then come back to us. But to be honest, that's well set up for the New York Jets. So I love the primetime games. To me, it's a great opportunity for the New York Jets. And I told you guys earlier this week that I will be speaking with let me make sure I get the title right. We're speaking with the NFL's Director of Broadcasting. It's either later today or tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. The person that was in the room putting the schedule together, and I got a bunch of questions on that. Also send out a tweet, and maybe I'll send it out in the YouTube community. If you have questions about the Jets schedule, I will consider the question submissions that you give and mix it into the questions I already have. So if you have questions for, again, the Director of NFL Broadcasting, Charlotte Carey, I will be factoring in some of your questions. I'll do that in a little bit. I got a lot of questions myself, but we'll see if we could squeeze any of yours in as well. Now, I've heard another complaint. So we have those first 3 games. You see them there on the screen, September 9th through September 19th. That means there's 3 games in 10 days for the Jets. Hardly ideal. And a lot of people have said, the NFL schedule makers, they hate the Jets. Screw the Jets. 2 other teams that I know off the top of my head, and maybe there's more, when you look at those 2, Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs both also have 3 games in 10 days on their schedule. So the Jets aren't just getting screwed here, people. Of course, they're featured in primetime a lot, which, it is what it is. That's what happens when you're a really good team. And I told people, primetime's coming. Not a lot of people were buying it. Not a lot of people believing it. I told you. If people were interested in Aaron Rodgers the first time, they're going to be interested, in Aaron Rodgers, the comeback story. And obviously that's the case. That's some of the questions I'll be asking to Charlotte Carey. So overall, the schedule is manageable. Depending on how you evaluate it, I look at it as quarterbacks. The tough games is I look at this schedule. So 49ers, they're tough. Bills, they're tough. Texans, that's tough. Dolphins, that's tough. Rams, that's tough. Bills, that's tough. Dolphins, that's tough. Here are the ones where I'm like, sign me up, baby. Titans, Patriots, Broncos, Vikings, Steelers, Patriots, Cardinals, Colts, Seahawks, Jaguars. Like, here are all those opponents. That could be, what would it be? In terms of just straight up, like, games like, okay, yeah, they should win that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 games on the schedule that I'm not even including any really difficult opponent where you're like, that's interesting. And then mix it all together. So 100%. This is a great opportunity for the New York Jets, not only to get off to a hot start, but potentially be competing for the AFCs, the playoffs, and maybe even, as we heard that as well, the number 1 seed in the NFL. So I'm looking forward to all of that. And I love this one from Sonny, who says, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. Stay healthy, win games, let's go Jets. That is the Ric Flair. To be the man, you have to beat the man. And that's it. So I'm looking forward to it. O'Neill asks, what time will that last home game be against the Miami Dolphins? Great question. That's one of their flex games. So in Week 18, they put a package of 4 or 5, 6 games in the TBD window. And depending on how they're doing, if the Jets are in the mix and the Dolphins are in the mix, they could flex that either to a Saturday game or a Sunday night game. They can move it around the slate. So that's why there's a TBD at the end of the schedule there. That could be a flex opportunity. Like, this past year, the Jets were not in the thick of it, so they just chucked that late game in a random 1 o'clock window. But if the Jets and Dolphins are into it, maybe that's the Sunday night game or what have you. All right, let's see. Let me go through some of your questions and comments here. Card Cave Central. We could potentially play 3, maybe 4 ex-Jet quarterbacks, yeah, because we have, let's go through the list. So we have Zach Wilson potentially. We have Sam Darnold potentially. We have Geno Smith, and then, yeah, I suppose Mike White if Tua gets hurt. So, yeah, we have a lot of, we have a lot of people on the list to check off and get rid of. That's for sure. Let me see. I see people asking about the Jaguars road trip. I'll have to look into that. Again, my father joins us on Saturday, so we can check with him. I'm not sure about that one, but hopefully. Yes, glad we're home for week 18. Yeah, shout out again. I don't know why I didn't do this at the beginning of the show. Matt O'Leary, our Lord and Savior. Unbelievable effort. The only thing I believe he ended up messing up, correct me if I'm wrong, people, is he had the 2 Dolphins games flip-flop on home and away. But besides that, our king delivered for us, and that was pretty cool. Normally, I'm going to be honest, like I don't like getting spoiled, like a draft pick. I don't want to be on Twitter and hear that the Jets drafted Will McDonald instead of actually seeing it, or they drafted Olu Fashanu before actually seeing it. So I normally don't like to see that. But in this particular case with the schedule, I've kind of changed my mind over the years. A couple of years ago, we did a live show, and I didn't see the schedule till 8 o'clock. I refused to see any leaks. I just stayed off social media, and then at 8 o'clock, I pulled up their schedule, and I live reacted to it. But now, give it to me as soon as we can. Like these little nuggets and all kinds of things, love it. So that's great. So thank you to Matt O'Leary for his service. That was pretty cool. He's got a pretty good source, it sounds like. He's got a pretty good source. Allen has waved the white flag on the Pacers. Oh, boy. On to the Celtics. Okay. Celtics, of course, already punched their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals. Not sure if you guys saw that. 3 straight, 6 of the last 8 years. Pretty impressive. We'll see if the Knicks can join us here on the ECF. Let's go to Paul Taxter here. Hate the schedule. I'm a 1 o'clock guy. Go over my 85-year-old dad to watch the Jets with all the primetime games. We don't get that time. That's fair, Paul. I feel you. The 1 o'clock games. I'm normally a ritual guy with my family in football. Normally in Jets history over the last 10, 15 years, whatever it is, we would go to church. We would then go pick up like some deli meat or something, and then come home, watch the NFL Fox pregame show. Then boom, roll right into the games where it's normally my Jets at 1 o'clock, and then my father's Cowboys were normally a primetime game or an America's window in the 425. That normally used to be our schedule. Of course, now I live on my own, and also the Jets now have all these primetime games. So it's a brave new world, man. A brave new world. Yeah. So. But yeah, that stinks for you guys. But I'll tell you, I don't need you guys to cry me any rivers. This is the job I wanted. It's a dream job. But when it's primetime games, there's good and bad. There's good for me personally, because now I get to see the other games. Because if the Jets play at 1 o'clock, as soon as their game's over, I run over here to the studio. I'm writing articles. I'm breaking down the press conference. I'm doing all this work over here. So I'm not getting to pay attention to the 4 o'clock games a lot. In a primetime situation, I get to watch all the games, do the primetime game work I'm supposed to do, watch the game, and then work on it. I'm just up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning or something finishing up Jets work. So that's only benefit. Not good for my sleep, but good for the work and the consumption of football. Let's see here. Very achievable goal, 12-5. I like it, baby. Excellent. And Keith, that's okay. I'm glad you can hear me now. I'm the one who had the issue right off the top, so that's my fault. Yeah, I had some sort of technical glitch there. Even Allen, captain positivity here. Jets should be 4-1 heading into the Monday night showdown with the Bills. Oh, wouldn't that be terrific? Wouldn't that be terrific? Oh, that feels like, I don't know, I'll ask the schedule maker, the director of NFL broadcasting. I'll ask her this question, but it feels like ESPN got an IOU. Like, hey, sorry about the Rodgers thing last year. Here's a new one, and that was the 49ers game. I feel like that's what happened, but I'll be curious to hear from the director of NFL broadcasting what she says about it. Michael says 11-6 or 12-5. Again, sign me up. Those would be tied, or not tied. Those would be the 2 best records in Jets regular season history. They've had 12 wins once and 11 wins a bunch of times. So sign me up. Oh, Khalil says, F that. We're going 14-3, baby. Okay. All right. That'd be the most wins in a Jets regular season all time. I love it. Wow. Jared B. Start Tyrod in San Francisco against Leonard Floyd. Jared B says on YouTube. I'll tell you this. It's funny, not funny. in Denver last year talking about the schedule release, I was like, you know what? For giggles, maybe we just shouldn't play Brees or AVT, just for the superstition of it. And of course, they play them because that's no NFL team would legitimately do that. But when you really think about it and go through the pieces, Brees is able to conquer his demons and ran off, and that's a big reason we won that game. He ran for like a $170 or something against the Broncos, but then AVT goes down again. So yeah, there's which I guess was part of Greeny's point when he was complaining about the 49ers thing is there's the Leonard Floyd thing, there's the Monday Night Football thing, there's the superstition of like, if Rodgers was to get another hiccup, it's like, boy, we get whatever again. I can understand that. But no, just roll out Rodgers and like I said, try to have what I would try to do because I don't know if Rodgers getting any preseason. Maybe he'll do the same one drive thing. But I'd probably play it safe with the Rodgers and run the ball a lot, play some ball control, get Rodgers comfortable because he had at that point he wouldn't have played football in essentially a year and a half, 2 years of legitimate football, regular season football. I'd probably ease him in slowly, doing which can be difficult because if you start slowly and the 49ers start hot, you could be behind and then all of a sudden you're rushing around. But that would probably be my modus operandi and just play it safe. A lot of max protects, don't really put them in compromising positions, and then hopefully you build confidence throughout the game. That would be my early take for a game plan in May for what I would do in September. But no, it's fine. It's fine. We have Tyrod, who's a really capable backup, which is exciting. Alan says we have to be 8-3 at the bye to even think about the division. Let me take a look at that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we got our 11. Okay, here are games I think they can 100% win. I think they can win them all, obviously. But so Titans, Patriots, Broncos, Vikings, Steelers, Cardinals, Colts. That's 7. Yeah, I don't think you have to be because if you look at the second half of that schedule, Seattle, very winnable. You have Jacksonville. Rams are going to be tough. They're a very tough team. And then you have all your AFC East opponents. I don't know. I think ultimately the winner, I asked Matt earlier this question who randomly popped on yesterday. I asked him, how many wins is it going to take to win the AFC East? He says 11. And I'm kind of in that ballpark. I'm at 11, 12. And I think there's certainly a path to get there. Certainly a path. Yeah, Jax, there are going to be some late nights, but hopefully you guys can keep me company on all the live streams. So feel free. We'll live stream after every single game. I can't think of an example where we wouldn't. So we should be live after every single game here on the channel reacting to it. Let me see. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Jackson Valente says Halloween home game night will be fun. That's a Texans game in week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's week 9. The Texans game. Very nice. I've got will still be a 2-year-old daughter and then a baby that I don't believe will have graced this earth yet by then. So I heard my fiance saying, oh boy, I guess you're cutting out on that game. I'm like, no, I'm not, woman. Heck no, I'm not. But we'll see. 11-3, Paul, book it to start. Okay, very nice. That'd be great. Oh, that's a good point. Taylor with the other Jets quarterback demons, Joe Flacco. That's a good one. I forgot about that. And he is probably, of all the ones we just said, is probably the most likely. Anthony Richardson couldn't stay healthy for the life of him. He kept getting banged. He had multiple injuries before he eventually went out. So that's another. Wouldn't that be something? I can't believe Joe Flacco carved us up like a Thanksgiving turkey in that game. I was like, what is going on here? Like, he was just taking chunks. And I'm like, where is this pass rush? Oh, boy. Let's see. First_state_Jets. Let's go, boys. We should fear no team, no matchup. Literally only 2-3 matchups all year where we are the obvious underdog. If you're the contender you say you are, you want the smoke. That's for sure. That's how I feel. Yeah, let's take a gander real quick. I don't know I know the line of the 49ers game, but I don't know any other lines for this. So 49ers, the Jets will be a clear underdog in. Let me keep looking. Bills at home. That'll be close, but I think the Jets will probably be a favorite in that one. So that's 1. Let me see. At Miami, the Jets will probably be an underdog. That's 2. At Bills, they'll definitely be an underdog. That's 3. So I see about 3 games on the schedule where they'll be a clear underdog. I believe that'd be week 1 at San Francisco. I believe at Miami and at Buffalo. And then we'll have to see what's happening at the Rams game. There's a chance they could be an underdog in Jacksonville. but probably not. That's probably like a 1.5 or 2.5 Jets in Jacksonville. I'm just kind of peeking around and looking. Yeah, probably. So that's probably my shtick there. Probably. Yeah, go next. Go New York. Go New York. Go. Congratulations. Good to see. And wow, what about the Dallas Mavericks? Oh boy, Oklahoma City Thunder. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Oh yeah. Let's see. Best time to play championship team is in the first game of the season. Jets might catch them sleeping. I don't know about catching them sleeping with it week one. I think there's a lot of buildup to the week one game, but I'll say that the road schedule is kind of mitigated with the West Coast trip. Alan has a very good point. What worries me is Saleh coaching against a team he should beat. I have very little confidence in Mr. Clean. That's fine. And there's nothing I could say, Alan, that's going to quell any of your fears right now in May. We're just going to have to see what happens in terms of your guys' faith. You play to win the game. There you go, Herm. Let's see. Jets will be 3-3 in final 6, Paul. Therefore, 8-3 in first 11 to get to your 11. Let me see. 3-3 in final 6. I don't think I buy the 3-3 thing. I think they could beat Seattle. I think they could beat Jacksonville. That's 2. But let's say they split with Miami. That'll give you 3. And then I don't know what happened. I assume you win the first Buffalo one. Maybe, I guess. You could go 4-2 as well. We'll have to see. Darren says we sweep the AFC East. By the way, EA was they did this like mini 15-minute super edited thing where they just kind of gave quick hitting nuggets on every game. And he said, it's about time we sweep the Patriots. And I said, when's the last time the Jets swept the Patriots? Okay, I'm going to skip all the way to the bottom. You guys guess. Try to guess off the top of your head if you didn't see my tweet. When's the last time you believe the New York Jets swept the New England Patriots in the regular season? I'm taking some live trivia answers. No Googling, no cheating. When do you believe is the last time that the New York Jets swept the New England Patriots in the regular season? Any guesses? Any answers? I'll give you guys a few seconds to let that marinate for a moment. And then I'll take your answers here. Does anybody know? And I'm going to be honest, I went yikes when I saw the answer to the question. Now there's a lot of it, and we got a lot of answers. No, it's not never, Gilbert. Don't you don't have to be that negative. But it is actually the turn of the century. T.O. has it right there. It is the year 2000 was the last time the New York Jets swept the New England Patriots. The turn of the century. What? Good Lord. So, yeah, it was the year 2000. Well, I mean, you can almost skip the entire 2010s because obviously the Jets were on that massive 15-game losing streak for a long time. So, obviously, they didn't sweep them many times then. And you fast forward a little bit more, and then you just check each year. And, oh, yeah, the year 2000, the 2000 season is the last time the New York Jets swept the New England Patriots. I think they're in a great position to do it this year, but that's kind of crazy. Plus, consider this, the Jets snapping that losing streak to the New England Patriots, that happened in Foxborough. I just heard the Jets talking about it. They still have this massive losing streak to the Patriots at MetLife Stadium. So that's, I'm going to be honest, people ask me, oh, Paul, what's the game you're looking forward to? Let me make this very clear. It's week 3, the home opener. I know some Jet fans are complaining about the home opener being on a Thursday. That atmosphere is going to be electric. I've been waiting to deliver this ass whooping to the New England Patriots for a long time. This is a ritual animal sacrifice to the Jet fans at MetLife Stadium, and hopefully it's a disgusting beatdown. The Patriots only have one primetime game on the schedule, and it is against the New York Jets in week 3. And I want to deliver a beating unlike something anyone has ever seen. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I want to see. So I hope the Jets kick some ass. Unbelievable. So let's friggin' go. That's what I want, baby. So it was BC. It was basically 3,000 years ago. So I appreciate the guesses, everybody. Very nice. Okay. All right, there's a lot of comments. All right, guys. So we're not going to be able to go as long as we went yesterday. Certainly, that was like an hour and a half. So I will open up the phone lines, but we'll only be able to. I'm going to have to be sort of quick if we're getting a lot of callers too, because try to get to as many people as we can as possible. Very busy day today. A lot of interviews coming up, which is great. It's good. You guys will have plenty of content. We got the Woody interview coming up at 3 o'clock. I'm looking forward to that. Plus, we're going to have some other stuff too. So stay tuned to that. I will put it in. Video call in line. I will take calls for the next few minutes here. It won't be very long. But I'll try to get to as many of you as possible. We'll try to do some quick hitting, maybe some schedule predictions or whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. That is the pinned comment on YouTube. If you guys would like to join the show, youtube.com/boygreen25, click that pinned link and we'll answer a few calls here on the show, but we'll have to move post haste. We'll have to show a little chutzpah, 2-minute drill. We're going to have to move and groove. So, guys, that is the pinned comment on YouTube. Feel free to hop in on that if you'd like. We'll quickly go over to Johnny Boy here on the show first. What's up, Johnny?
14-3, bro. We only lose to we split the Bills, we lose to the Niners, and we lose to the Texans.
Okay.
Appreciate you, dog. Keep doing your thing, man.
There he is. Oh wait, nope. Go ahead and finish up. Sorry, Johnny, cut you off
14-3, JETS.
Love it. Jets. Let's roll, baby. There he is, Johnny, with a quick call coming in. 14-3. Sign me up, baby. So go ahead. If you guys would like to give your schedule predictions, feel free to drop it in. Very juicy. All right, let's go to our next guy here very quickly as his camera's loading. We'll get it here in just a second. And, we'll be on for a few more minutes. Give your schedule predictions. Feel free to do that in the chat. If you don't want to call into the show, feel free to drop those record predictions. I'd like to kind of add up a few of those. I believe he's ready. Let me check here. Ricky New York joining us here on the show. Ricky? He's still getting ready. Okay, so still, let's put him back in the green room. Let's get him ready. All right, we got Tio ready right now. Ricky, get ready, but let's go to Tio here on the show. What's up, Tio?
Hey, what's up, Paul? Just wanted to talk real quick about a couple of games on the schedule that I thought were a little underrated.
Sure.
They're coming from the NFC Cardinals game. I think that's one game that is like underrated because I think Kyler Murray's coming back.
That's a good point.
They have Marvin Harrison Jr., which I think is going to be like blue chip. They're going to connect really quickly, and I think he's going to be a force in this league. So I think that one's going to be a shootout. I also think that the Rams game is going to be one that is, one to look at, and is actually going to be really fun. I foresee a shootout in that game too. I mean, anything, with the Sean McVay offense is going to be, like fireworks. So those are just two games on the schedule that I thought were underrated that I think would be fun, that may be a toss up, but that's all I got. Great show, and peace out.
All right, love it. Tio joining us here on the show. Love that shirt, by the way. I got that as well, the button-up like Super Bowl shirt. I have not slapped that on in a while. I'm going to have to get that back on. That's beautiful. All right, let's go to our next caller, post-haste, and he keeps mixing up the background. Very nice. Ricky New York joins us on the show. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, what's happening, Paul? For me personally, I really like the schedule. I sat down and started kind of going over it this morning, and I work an alternating schedule. So like 1 week I work, only Wednesday and Thursday, but then the next week I work Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, I see.
So I was trying to see like how many games fall on days that I have to work. Ironically, a lot of the Thursdays and Monday nights are on a Sunday that I would have to work. So I miss weeks 5 through 7, 3 games in a row, and the Colts game, and that's it all year long. I am scheduled to work for Jacksonville, but I'm going to the game, so screw them.
Love that.
So it's been 24 years since we swept the Patriots. That's crazy. But thank you for that fact, because now I know what I'm going to wear when we play the Patriots the next time.
Beautiful. That's a great jersey.
And we can put an end. We can put an end to that streak. That's what? That Rams game is, I think, probably going to be behind San Francisco, probably our hardest game of the entire year. That's why I had wanted them earlier. New York Jets, Florida said, "Oh no, Aaron Donald, No, the kid that they drafted to replace him had a faster shuttle time than Donald, ran the fastest 40 ever for a DT, and he's playing next to his college teammate who's basically like the equivalent of JJ. The last two pass rushers that coach developed before Jared Verse were Jermaine Johnson and Bryce Huff. And by the way, now he's working with Marvin Jones Jr., son of Jets legend. So he's developing another one. Always keeping one in the barrel, man. But that's going to be a hard game, but also a good game. You know, hopefully we're kind of coming off the bye at that time, and hopefully they're nice and beat up. So,
we can only hope.
Even that is in our favor. Like, I think it's a very favorable schedule. I happen to like it. It works out good for me. I mean, I know everybody's going to be different, but me personally, the way it fell with my schedule, I like it.
I'm sorry, everybody. Having all these issues here. Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, everybody, let me make sure I got my right mic on now. Yes. Oh, switch it back. All right. Yes. Mic check. Check. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I'm having a lot of weird issues here. Not sure what is happening here, but thank you, Tio. Please stand by. Technical difficulty. I need like a screen, I guess, for that next time. To have it there now. Okay, we'll get one more caller in, and then we'll wrap up the show. Let's go to our resident OC, EZ, to figure out what he thinks about the schedule. What's up, Edward?
I got to tell you, Matt O'Leary hit a home run. It would have been a grand slam if he would have swapped the Dolphin games.
Yeah, wow. That's, man, what a great source to get the full schedule before any of the beat writers, before anybody else. Matt O'Leary deserves all the praise in the world. That was amazing.
I'm worried that he's going to get his source in trouble.
That's the problem.
Because I'm sure the people there know who the source was. I mean, I know Matt's not going to say anything because he's not an idiot, but goodness.
Yeah, that's always my fear because, I've gotten information in the past, and then I'm like, ugh. If I say
do I really tell? Yeah.
That's right. I get this adrenaline rush of, holy crap, Boy Green, way to go. And then that source is dead. And then you never get that source again. So that's the complicated part of that game, which thankfully I don't get to swim in those waters a lot. But yeah, that's a good point for Matt.
Well, I'm just glad we have the fish at home for that last game because Tua doesn't like the cold. He's Hawaiian.
That's a good point.
He's grown up in 82 degrees and a mild breeze his whole life.
Right, and so that'll be nice in MetLife. Hopefully, get some snow for that one. That'd be nice. So, and even the road Miami is December 8th, so that mitigates any crazy heat or anything like that. So, very nice.
We only have one really shitty game, and that's going to be cold weather in Buffalo. But I mean, you almost want to embrace the cold weather in Buffalo. Yes. And I'm sure that's not a problem for Aaron Rodgers, who played his whole career in Green Bay.
Of course not. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Green Bay, open stadium, bleacher seats, and freaking tundra.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so let's get it. But I love it. What's your schedule prediction? How many wins we getting this year?
12.
12. Booyah. Love it. Easy. Thanks, pal. Enjoy the trucking, pal.
I don't know if we're going to win in San Francisco, but we're not going to lose in San Francisco, if you know what I mean. They might just be the better team and just flat out beat us, but we're not going to embarrass ourselves this year.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Love it, Easy. Thanks for the call. And Bobby, real quick. It's got to be quick because I got to run. But Bobby, what's on your mind? Give us a schedule prediction.
I'm sorry, I'm late.
No, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
I think the Jets are going to be 12-5.
Okay. Yes.
And then, I think I'm happy they switched the last game.
Yes. So now we get a home game to finish off.
Yeah, Miami's coming up to us to play in the cold. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy.
And I love that line. Alan is a cartoon character. Very nice.
Yeah, I know. I think either Gator typed it in. Jake typed it in for me.
Oh, I appreciate that.
That's
All
who
right, that's
Jake's
awesome.
gonna have on his show this morning.
Who's that?
He goes to a lot of Jet games. He chants on his brother's shoulder. He's bald headed.
All right.
Uh,
Fireman?
Fireman Ed today.
Oh, that's a great guy to have. I'll have
Yeah.
to catch up to Jake later on that. That should be awesome.
I was on Nick's channel last night. He stayed up a little too late.
Oh, that's
Tired.
awesome. Well,
But I like
Bobby.
calling in. I didn't want to ruin my record, you know.
No, I appreciate that. So record maintained. Yes.
Did B Mac calling this
He
morning?
did not, so his record unfortunately is coming to a close. I will not be. I'm as Bobby, you're the last caller, baby. So
Yeah,
B-Mac's
you have to
record.
go to the radio station. That's fine. You're
That's
on
right.
Nick
Yeah, I
this
got to run
morning.
all over the place. So, but thank you, Bobby. You stay well, and sorry, B-Mac, your record comes to a halt. You'll have to start a new record a different day. Thanks everybody for tuning in to the Boy Green Daily Show this morning at 7:30. Again, stay tuned to the channel. We're back live again at 3:00. Plus, like I said, I'm talking to the director of NFL broadcasting, who is in the room making these decisions for the Jet schedule, and she's going to have a lot of answers to my questions about how this Jet schedule is put together. Like I said, also stay tuned to YouTube community channel and Twitter. I'll be asking you guys, do you have some questions for the director of NFL broadcasting? Because maybe you have some interesting questions about the schedule that you've always wanted answered that finally you could get answered either at some point today or early tomorrow morning. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Take care.